Welcome home. Today we've got something in the weird and wonderful range of the 1.5" piston pumps. Although this one you wouldn't call an 1.5" because this side here is not 1.5". So I believe these are used for pumping oil or probably some viscous fluids. I dare say oil, judging by the internal mechanism. I've only ever seen this one. I haven't seen any other versions of this, but it's quite a interesting unit, and I'm just going to give you a rundown. So it attaches to your normal 1.5" piston pump. However, it's got some interesting, so it's I'd call it almost a jack pump. So I'm just going to take that off there. So you've got your brass gland. So the brass gland tells me that it was made back in probably before the 1970s. And once we remove that gland, you can see the internal piston, which is actually quite large. I dare say it's probably a 2-inch piston. It's completely brass, so which leads me to think that this was used for pumping oil. It's got a valve on it, so this only pumps in one stroke direction, and that's the forward stroke. The return stroke, that moves back, it pulls back, and through these holes over here, the oil, I'm going to say, flows back through, fills the chamber again, and then that moves forward. I mean, it might be suitable for water. I've never tried it on any liquids at all. From the looks of it, it has been used, but there's no trace of whatever it was used for left inside the pump itself. So that goes backwards and forwards, opens up, closes, and then on this side of it, you've got a little valve, and it's just operated by gravity. I suppose you could put a spring on it, wouldn't hurt. Just so it's not a 100% seal, but it's a polished seat surface, and not sure if you can sort of give you a better look inside it. So it's just a slightly beveled edge, and all that does is just drop back down. So it's a 1-inch intake fitting and a 3/4 inch outlet fitting, and internally it looks a bit like that. Very interesting. Never seen anything like it before or since this one. So one of the reasons I think it was more for oil is that with a normal piston pump, you've got your leather buckets and you've got your rubber seats. Now, rubber seats won't do well in an oil situation. They'll deteriorate. You'll have to change them to maybe neoprene or something like that, and you can actually get those. But what I think is that the reason it's all been done like this is that there's no parts in here, other than maybe brass, of course, that could wear off like a leather bucket would, and go into the oil system, which is probably not what they wanted. So that's what makes me believe that it was for oil. I might hang on to it because it's part of the collection of weird and wonderful piston pump items that I've got. Like I said, never seen anything like it before, so hope you found that interesting.